Yeah. Good evening, my people. Welcome to the Real Talk with Barney. Tonight, yes, tonight isn't like tonight, is like now. We are going to be diving into a heart of relationships. The moments that make us laugh, yes, cry, and grow. If you ever watched a reel on Facebook and be like, hey, that's us. Oh, I wish I knew this sooner. Then you are at the right place. So just sit down and relax. Don't you dare go anywhere because I'm here to talk to you about love. I'm no love expert, but I just love talking about love and I love love. And I would love to hear other people's strategies of keeping a long and healthy relationship. How do they go about when it comes to the commitment chronicles, the jigsaw, the roller coaster of commitment? Because for me, love and commitment are two different things as much as they go together. You cannot commit to something that you don't love, but you can love something that you don't want to commit to. Nonetheless, for me, love is a feeling, and the feeling comes and sometimes it goes depending on the situation and the condition. But commitment is a decision that also really pains you, gives you a lot of feelings. It's the one that paves the way for love to go away because that commitment makes you feel obligated to do things that you don't want to do. But then again, you did say you are going to commit. Nonetheless, that's the only thing you are going to do is to be committed. So I am no love expert. There are people who have experienced a lot of love and ups and downs, and they also have a lot to say about love. And luckily, I came across those reels and I shared them on my wall. So please, if you want to go and check out these reels on my wall, you can go. But also, I'll play some of these reels here on this show. So yes, with that being said, let us not waste any time and just jump into it. Yeah, man. Finally, I have even a background song. You know what I mean? So yeah, man. I think we should just go to the first one and hear it out. My songs, the song that I'm playing right now is this "Beautiful Liar." I just wanted to say that it's about August Alvarez and um, yeah, and Mark. All right, so yeah, man. Let us go to our first reel and check it out and see what is it all about. You know, um, yeah. Funny enough, you can go to my YouTube, my Facebook wall, and then you'll find these reels talking about love as if I am someone who's really interested in these things, love stories and stuff. So yeah, man, let's hear this guy out. There's a guy here who's talking about something that is really profound. He's saying, "Why do we argue with the people we are closest to?" So he's gonna explain that because you'd find sites sometimes, like in many instances, it happens that when you need an advice, and then the only people that are there to give you an advice are the people that are very close to you, probably your siblings or your family members, your father or your mother, and also maybe the one that you are seeing, like your partner, and also your friends. And guess what? You wouldn't really take this advice and put it into practice. But what you would do, you'd rather just ignore them, and comes a stranger, boom, you'd find yourself going for that particular advice. Like probably it's the same advice that your parents or your siblings or your friends gave you, and then now a stranger comes and then they tell you the same thing, and then you feel strongly about it, and then you go for it. It's more like saying even when you are thinking to yourself, like you trying to take it to make a decision, and then you have two options. Now you have this one that you have decided to take, but it's just that you don't want to execute that or just go on with it. But before you hear somebody else's opinion, then you go and continue to ask somebody else, and just only to find out the person is going to tell you the same thing that you have thought of. They'll tell you to take the same option that you've gone for, just because you haven't taken it. You also wanted a second opinion. So you just end up feeling strong about it, very strong about it, and then you just end up taking it. So, yeah, Ben. Nonetheless, let us not waste much time and go to our first reel there and hear what this guy is talking about. Right. This is the evening real talk with Barney, Commitment Chronicles. Yeah. I'm no love expert. I just love love, and I love talking about love. And I would love to hear your love strategies. How do you keep it going?
From a friend or a family member only to hear the same thing from a stranger and suddenly pay attention. Like, it's strange, isn't it? The people we know and love the most are often the same people we listen to the least. Now, this happens because of something called the closeness communication bias. At its core, conflict is a miscommunication problem. And research shows that we're more likely to miscommunicate with the people we're closest to. It's because we think we know what they mean and we assume they understand us. So we assume we already know what they're going to say. So the moment they start speaking, we stop listening and we fill in the blanks with our own assumptions. The irony is, we're less likely to do this with a stranger. Like, we listen more carefully, we explain ourselves more fully. We don't just assume they get us. It's actually because we assume they don't get us that we take our time when communicating with a stranger. Now, this is why closeness doesn't automatically lead to better communication. It actually can make things worse. And here's why I bring this up. Some of you are planning to spend some time with family in the coming days. And if you want to minimize miscommunication and arguments, here's some advice that can help.
So yeah, guys, just also give you an advice there, because we are now in holidays and you are with your loved ones and a lot of people that are close to you. So yeah, man, if you don't want to make them feel otherwise about you, or feel make them give up on you when it comes to giving you advices, please do not don't go to them when they're giving you an advice. Don't listen with an ear saying you already know what they're going to say, because probably you've gone separate ways like the whole year. These people and you also have a year long experiences that are totally different, and probably you have changed multiple times. You're no longer the same person you were the last time you were with this person. So you wouldn't really say you know what they're going to say, or because you are older than them or you are young and then you know more things, you think you know more things than them, because the times are different now and they are outdated and stuff like that. Or probably you are old, you think you know better than them because they are younger than you. You have to give other people a chance, give them an ear, just listen to what they got to say. So yeah, man, yeah, that's the first thing that I wanted to talk about. That's the first, I mean, the first thing that I wanted us to look at. So yeah, please do listen to your significant other when they are giving you an advice, just before you go outside and ask for the same advice from other people, from outsiders who will give you the same advice. And now, for you to make a decision based on what other people are saying, whereas you could have gone for that same decision yourself. You could have taken that decision yourself without anybody else's influence or whatever. So now let us go to the second reel that I have on my wall there. So yeah, man, I really would like for us to listen up in this one. Hey, this Madala doesn't look happy here. I don't know what happened, but he does not really look happy. But yeah, nonetheless, let us go check him out. Yeah. There's a lot of people. I'm no love expert, but there are people out there who have experienced love, who have been in relationships for a longest of time. So I believe that these are the right people for us to listen to. I'm not saying they are good or they're having it all together, but you can listen to some. These are strangers, so obviously you are going to listen to them. So yeah, let's hear this Madala out. It's crazy, right? It's really crazy. What are you saying, Tata? Kumbele.
Yeah, ever. But I'm no longer interested in the level of life that you have to offer. Don't get it twisted. I'm not asking you to change, but I want you to understand that you can do whatever you want with whoever you want. You just can no longer do it with me. At some point,
Yeah, that sounds like a breakup. Yo, that's tough. How do you get to that point? So, because here our chat is about avoiding that part. You don't really want to hear someone who says they love you saying they got to let you go. But what would you do if you love someone so much and you can see that they are not willing to change, they are not willing to do what is what they know is they're supposed to do, which is right for it, for the health of the relationship, and then you might find that they are really doing things that are just off. What do? You need to let them go if you love them, because they're gonna keep on hurting you, or you might end up hurting them too. So yeah, man, who can say it better than an old timer like this one over here? And also, I've prepared some music here, guys, for you. So yeah, man, please also try to enjoy the music that I'm gonna play for you.
Taking shots under the dim lights. Got a little smile that knocked me off of my seat. I started falling for you. And I didn't know what to do, but I knew that I had to make a move. From the moment that I watched you walk into my life, yeah, I just knew that I had to make a move. And I knew that I had to be with you. I just knew that I had to be with you. Thought about us eating breakfast in my bed. We were holding hands, I was making plans, a future so bright. Caught a lift uptown, down by the bay under the stars. I started falling for you. And I didn't know what to do, but I knew that I had to make a move. From the moment
What? So sorry, guys. Again, I was speaking on mute. That was Algus Alvarez. And look, back with you. That was a very nice song, and the lyrics that I liked there. It's the line that says, "I have started falling for you." So yeah, guys, let us go to our third reel and hear what this one has to offer. And yeah, man, if you feel like these reels are speaking to you or are talking to you, please do share your experiences on the comments as well. And if you also disagreeing with what these guys are saying, please also say so. You're just gonna say reel number one, reel number two, or reel number three, or just mention what the reel is talking about. So let's hear this lady out. What do you have to say, lady?
If you get in a fight with your boyfriend and you do not talk to him about it and resolve it with him, do not go to your best friend and say all the shit that he did. And do not go to your parents and say all the shit that he did. Isn't really that big of a deal. This is stupid. The sour taste is left in their mouth. If you get in a fight with your boyfriend and you do not talk to him about it and resolve it with him, do not go to your best friend and say all the shit that he did. And do not go to your parents and say all the shit that he did. Do not do that deal. This is stupid. The sour taste is left in their mouth.
Yeah, she has a point there. I don't know what you think about that. But if you're thinking otherwise, you can just say in the comments. But for me, man, I feel like she has a point. She really does have a point there because why go to other people? Why involve a third party if you're having a problem with somebody? In general, if you're having a problem with anybody else, why do you go and involve other people? Why do you drag other people into that negative energy? Because that's a negative energy. The moment that you're having a problem with somebody else or having a conflict, you are already you're already stirring up a negative energy. It is really unfair for you guys to involve somebody else into that. One, two, man, obviously you're going to leave those people lost and confused because the moment you come back to your spouse, the person that you love and respect, it's just that you had a dispute, you had a misunderstanding for that particular time, for a week, for a month, or for a day, and then you resolve things. Now you're going to leave those people not really sure about about you going back to that relationship after all the things you have said, and after all the things they have said too, because most probably they are going to advise you to leave that relationship. And then obviously some of the people might highlight the bad things that they've seen or all the red flags. And now with you knowing that what they are thinking about your significant other, how are you going to go back to your significant, or if you do go back to your significant other, how are you going to look at these people now? And also, highly likely your partner won't like these people because these are the people that come closer when you are having a fight in your relationship. They may be your friends, they may be your siblings, those people may be your parents, your co-workers. Your partner won't really like them if ever you really go to them whenever you are having a fight. So what happens when you resolve that fight? Does your partner remain hating them? See, now you're ruining a possibility, or a potential, or a relationship potential that your partner might have with these people. In like, we really need to have a relation, like to build relationships with other people for various reasons. It might be for business, for whatever, for friendship or whatever, you know what I mean. So you might ruin that by, whenever you have a problem with your partner, you go in and involve these people. Now your partner won't have a liking for these people, will really dislike them and despise them. So and despite them because of you. So please don't involve other people in your disputes and problems. Just try to resolve them and try to sit down with your partner and resolve the problems that you're having and all facing. So yeah, guys, with that being said, I would like for us to get to another reel. And I always forget that I have this background music. I always think about it whenever I want to play a reel. This is the only time I'm like, oh snap, I have I have this background song that I gotta play. Nonetheless, yeah, man, you are listening to Evening Real Talk with Barney, the Commitment Chronicles. If you just tuned in, you are welcome. And please do comment, please do like and share this conversation. So yeah, man. Let us go to our third reel and see what is it all about. If you're asking yourself where are you going to get these reels, they are all on my Facebook wall. I've shared them there, so you'll see them as my posts there. So yeah, guys. Um, I would really love for you to comment on the comments and say what you think about these reels and what do you think about what these guys are saying in these reels. Do you agree with what they are saying? Do you disagree with what they are saying? Or would you like to add onto what they are saying? Because maybe probably this is what you've been thinking, so now you're hearing a stranger saying the same thing. So that's really encouraging. It might get you to do what is right for your relationship to be stable. So yeah, guys, this is Ubani Kantondo. I'm no love expert, but I just love talking about love, and I would really love to hear other people's strategies on how do they keep it going. So yeah, let's hear this lady out.
That's the only way you can get
That's what my
30, 40
grandmama
years
said.
to never leave.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna go through some things, and it's gonna be a lot of things that I say. This is it. This is the non-negotiable. But if I really am in it to be in it forever, like from the beginning, before I meet a man, I'm saying when I commit, I'm just doing this forever. That means I'm signing up and forgiving you before you do any of the bullshit you may come with. And that's challenging, but that's what real commitment is. Commitment is I'm gonna do what I said I was gonna do, no matter how I feel. That goes back to what? Emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is a nucleus to any healthy relationship. If I'm committing to you when you piss me off, I've committed to stay. So where am I going? Where am I going? Doesn't mean I can't take a break. Doesn't mean I can't take a pivot. I can't go to brunch. I can't meditate. Can I take a weekend of woosah? But that means I'm not leaving you. Because leaving you while you're in your emotion is the pit of abandonment. That's worse than me walking out and returning. I should be able to sit in this with you, upset or not upset, until our emotions do whatever they're going to do and we get back to baseline.
Right.
Because that's the epitome of deliverance. That's the epitome of commitment.
Yeah, I told you. There's a lot of people who know how to navigate this thing called commitment. So yeah, there she is, man. You don't go away. You stay. You use what is called emotional intelligence, because that's what it says is a nucleus of a relationship. It's what keeps the relationship intact. It keeps it together. So it's the gravity of a relationship. So that's what commitment is all about. You have to think before you act. So because I always say and tell people that emotions are crafted in our minds. We hardly feel if you don't think. I'm not talking about senses, the feeling that you use senses, not that one, whereby you can taste something with your eyes closed, with your mind. That's when you're gonna obviously also that one has a lot to do with your mind. But when you want to you develop feelings in your mind, you look at something and you say, I love that. I think I love that. And then you fall in love with it. You don't fall in love with it and say you think you love it. No, 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 no. It's more like saying someone is comes in and then they talk nonsense and then you feel like, yeah, what this person is saying, I don't like what this person is saying. I think I don't like what this person is saying. Therefore, I also think I don't like this person. See now, it's all in your mind. Sometimes you would be like, "What is this person saying?" And you can just ignore it or just think of something else, you know, and not even involve your feelings in it. So that's why I always say we cannot base commitment on the feeling love, because that feeling fades. Everybody knows this. So when that feelings goes away, what happens? When the person feels like not, they feel like not talking to you. You just feel like, I don't want to talk now. What do you do, man? Because we tend to hate people who don't want to talk to us, whereas they are saying they are in a relationship with us. We tend to question um, people who don't really, sometimes who don't really meet our expectations, because we have a certain image of what love should be and how we must how are we supposed to be loved, and we don't communicate it but expect the other person to show it. There's this thing called love language, and we expect everyone to speak the same language. You get into a relationship, you don't teach the person the language, but you expect them to be able to speak it. And the moment that the person is not aligning with that language, you be like, we don't align. So you will run out of this you'll just leave the relationship. You'll start to doubt the relationship itself, because the person now is not doing what you call is your love language, but you never communicated, you never taught this person how to speak this love language. So I feel like, guys, we should be honest about our expectations, and we shouldn't base our commitment on expectations as well, because if our expectations are narrowed and limited, you might get something else. If you have expectations, but you should at least expect everything, have a room for all type of expectations. Like, you can expect to be disappointed, expect things to not go your way, expect that something bad might happen, expect that the person might lose love. And when you have you got all of these expectations, I know they are negative, but they are going to help you a great deal into preparing for when this time comes. What is it that you're going to do? So, if you have expected a disappointment, how are you going to react to it when it happens? When you have expected things to not go your way, or what are you going to do when that takes place? So, I feel like if you do have expectations, they shouldn't be really narrowed and selfish expectations, but also expectations that are are so broad into are so broad that they make you understand that a relationship is not what you think is, but it comes with a lot, and it's a learning process. you know Nobody really knows. As I told you, I am no love expert, but I love love, and I love talking about love, and I'd love to hear what is your strategy and how do you keep it going. This is the Real Talk with Ubani Gandondo, the Commitment Chronicles. And thank you for tuning in. Please do like, follow, share, but most importantly, I would like to hear, what do you think about this next reel? And I think this one is the last one. And then we close it, because we are 30 minutes in now. But the last one was supposed to be the last one. But I felt like I should also play another one just to close. You know what I mean? It's just for us to close. Because, man, damn, these guys, they have words for days. They know, it's like they are commitment, you know, experts. But nonetheless, we are learning, man. And we really love learning from strangers. So yeah, man, that's why I felt like, let me just play all of these reels that I came across. I don't know why Facebook would recommend these reels for me, but that's what I get lately. So I don't really just say, oh, I listen and I'm like, okay, let me just share this. Probably someone who will be like stalking me might come across this. But now it's also helping me here with the podcast here. Hey guys, this thing is acting up. I think it wants to stop the broadcast. Uh, so I think we should end it right here and right now. And yeah, man, thank you for tuning in. And that's it. I think, yeah, man, I'm gonna end it here. I don't wanna risk and end it like the last time, just disappear from you guys while I'm still talking. But you may be wondering what was the last reel about. So let me just show you anyways, so that you don't be like, this guy didn't finish. So yeah, the last reel is also about love and commitment. Let's hear it out.
I'll listen to this.
Why do you feel the need to threaten your partner with breakups when you get into an argument? I don't do it intentionally. I just get so mad when he doesn't do something I've repeatedly just gets defensive and starts denying things, which makes me even more enraged. Like, what's the point of saying to break up with him because you feel like he doesn't take you seriously by continuing behavior you repeatedly asked him to change? And when he gets defensive, it feels like he's invalidating your experience and not really listening to what you're saying. So threatening to break up with him is your way of trying to get him to take you seriously. Yes.
Threatening to break up never goes well, but you do have to communicate your needs. My tip, especially if you're talking to men, be specific. The words "I feel unrespected" or "I feel dismissed" are great ideas, but they're not specific enough. If you want them to pay more attention to you, say, "Hey, I would like a half hour where you're not on your phone where we could talk tonight." The more specific you are, the more of a chance you have for succeeding in getting exactly what you want.
And stop expecting a person to know that you need to talk to them. Don't expect them to just know out of the blue that you need to talk to them. There's something that you guys need to talk about. Be like, hey guy, we need to talk, and be like, what is it about? And you just roll your eyes as if the person already knows what you want to talk about. You need to be specific. Yeah, man, with that being said, let me just run and be like, I'm out of here.
The way would expire, but you turn out to be a beautiful lie.
Or tonight, I might just come back. I don't know.
A beautiful lie.
But hopefully,
Oh no, a beautiful lie.
if this is your first time coming across my life, please also just take the time to give yourself some time and listen to others. I don't know if you heard me. Bye. The hell, this music is making a noise. I'm not used to the background on down here. Hey, motherfucker.